It's all good.
No, keep your hat on. All right, quick before we start. It's very loud. Housekeeping, no talking over the top of each other. That's
No promises.
Never done it once.
Hey guys, welcome back to our first episode of the Sunday Sesh with fun, fresh and footy. So Pete and I are joined by our good friend and the best looking woman in Hunter Women's Rugby, Brooke Walklate.
Thank you. That's a surprise because I was once known as the worst looking woman in
No.
Wait, who gave you that name? You did.
Yeah, ugliest woman in Hunter Women's Rugby. All right, let's kick it. There is something fun, fresh and footy with Pete Nash. There is something wrong with my fingers this morning.
I actually think that would have suited nicer.
Fuck. Well, it isn't a fun, fresh and footy podcast if I don't press the wrong button. I tend to press everyone's buttons the wrong way once in a while. So look, it's Sunday. We've all played a game of rugby yesterday. Do we all want to quickly just recap on how our games went yesterday?
Brooke, tell us about yours.
I had the slipperiest fingers in the West.
It was very slippery conditions, I will say that.
I dropped, no joke, at least 6 balls in the first half. Came a bit better in the second half, but holy dooly.
As a 10, that's a pretty big deal.
It might have gone down as the worst game in my life, so...
That's all right. Well, it's only up from there, I guess.
Exactly.
If it makes you feel any better, I played fullback and caught the ball off the kickoff and thought, fuck you, just went charging up the field, went into contact and the ball just popped straight out of my hand. I fell to the ground and turned up and said, that ball is very slippery, girls.
Yeah. And then no one else dropped it for the rest of the day.
No, there was plenty of drop balls.
There was lots of scrums.
But you girls got the bickies, but that's all that matters.
Yeah, we got up 20-0, which was good.
We lost, so we had
I
all
heard
the
it was a good effort, bar.
we had all the momentum for the first 20 minutes, and then I don't know what happened. We got lazy. I did let it try in as well, so maybe I should just be.
The Wanderers are a great team, so...
Shut up and get off my podcast right now.
I got kicked in the mouth in the first 2 minutes. I just knew it was not going to be a good game.
Actually, yeah.
And then I got kneed in the jaw.
Public service announcement: we might have Concussion Peter back.
She was kind of funny, so...
Funny looking. All right, so the idea of today's is we're going to have a guest jump on. Obviously, we've got the best looking woman in Hunter Women's Rugby with the slipperiest fingers in the West, Brooke walk late. I was going to say run late then, but Peter was running late actually.
I was very late.
So what we'll do is we're going to get to know Brookie, get to know a little bit about her footy career, and then a little bit of a chat about a business venture that she's going down. So you ready to rip and tear?
Fucking oath.
So basically, where are you from? Like, where did Brooke come from? Tell us your backstory, brah.
Oh, well, you know where Catherine Knight killed her husband?
What, the one who's skinned her husband and cooked him?
Yeah, so I'm from Aberdeen, moved to Scone, grew up in Scone, came to Newey for university. And here I am.
When did you come to Newey?
Probably like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, okay.
7? Fuck, I don't know.
And then
Is
what
there
did you do at uni when you got here?
But is there a uni
Business.
closer to Scone, or you just wanted to get out of?
No, Armdale is the closest one.
You just wanted to get away
No,
from
one-
Catherine Hill.
Is
Catherine Knight.
Armidale closer than Newcastle to Scone?
No,
I wouldn't think so.
it's like 3 hours, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also, like, not as nice.
Also, yeah, you don't want to go further inland if you're already
No.
from Scone.
If you're already at Scone.
You've been there, done that.
Yeah.
What did you study at uni?
Business.
Yeah?
Majoring in governance and policy and tourism.
Ooh, governance
Nerd.
and policy. That's an interesting pick.
Yes.
What made you go down that path?
Well, I was a bit into it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And what are you doing with yourself now?
I'm fucking driving forklifts.
That makes two of us.
And, you know, just playing footy.
I remember when you were doing your uni degree, you were absolutely like red hot. Because who were you working for down in Sydney? Was it the NRMA?
NRMA, yeah.
And you were writing all their policy or reviewing all their policies and procedures and stuff. And you were such like a nerd about it. Like you absolutely throbbed hard on that.
Yeah, I just hated living in Sydney.
Who did you live with? Remind us.
Can't say their names. It was a
That's fine.
lovely family.
Weren't they Chinese?
I don't think so.
Must be my other friend Brooke that I...
Anyway, how long were you in Sydney for?
6 months.
Yeah.
I was only doing it while I did my internship there, and then they wanted me to stay on, but I just couldn't commit. I just wanted to come back to Newey.
We missed you too much. And you stole my Opal card.
I did steal your Opal card after we had a lovely roast dinner on Sunday night.
So let's backtrack a little bit, and we'll talk about how... So obviously I've known Brookie a little bit longer than Petey has, but just as our friendship blossomed, all of our friendship blossomed, and now we run the world's worst punters club in Newcastle. So do you remember the night that we met, Brooke?
Yes, I do, quite vividly.
Yeah, so I made the trek down to SJ's, a fantastic establishment in Newcastle, and I met you in the toilet. You were with a friend, we won't name names, and you were dabbing in the toilet.
Yes, those are the days.
And I was like, what the fuck is this chick doing? And pretty much we went back to kick-ons at yours, which wasn't really kick-ons. It was just...
me being a sloppy mess.
You being a sloppy mess, and I followed you home and needed somewhere to stay. And the next day I woke up and the friend wasn't there, and it was just you and me for the day.
Well, that was a stitch up from the start, wasn't it?
And that's where a beautiful friendship blossomed. How did you meet Brooke?
Literally, I don't know.
I don't know.
She's just been around.
We were just like, yeah, I don't know. I met her. Well, I don't remember where the first time I met her was. The first time we actually hung out, we just all went to Taco Bell randomly with this like weird crew. It was like me, you, Katie, and something. But I must
Ophelia.
and Ophelia.
Yeah. Excuse me, I was also there.
And
Were you? I actually can't remember you being
Yes,
there.
I was there, and Hannah was there as well.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my God, Hannah was there. Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
How many cars did we take to this?
I don't know, but I'm actually so...
seated then.
I am so fucking offended that you can't remember that I was there. You would have known her from like the Kent, just like...
No, I remember I went to your 21st birthday.
Oh.
And I was so cranky that I wasn't invited and who I was going with was invited. But then I thought, well, I actually don't know her, so I guess that's a reason why.
Oh yeah, I do remember. Yeah, at my birthday you were there. That might have been the first time we had sort of drank together.
Because that Taco Bell night wasn't long after your birthday.
Yeah. I remember. No, that was a good night. Yeah, we had. Anyway, it's just blossomed from there.
Do we want to quickly just touch on that Taco Bell night? We won't go into too much detail, but that is where our good friendship like blossomed and was born. We had a lovely Taco Bell feed, and you two decided that you weren't going to drink. So we went back. No. You weren't drinking for the weekend for some reason.
Yeah.
And Katie and Brooke were like, let's go back and make margaritas at my house. I was
Mojitos.
like, oh, yeah, mojitos. And I was like, oh, what?
But I don't know. Yeah, I don't really. We stayed around for a bit, and then
You come over and brought 2 beers, and then we were like, oh, come back to mine. You got to come check my backyard out.
did I end up coming back later?
I don't know. You came to my house for 2 beers, and then we went. This is a long-winded
This is very
story.
long story. Anyway, we've all
On
been
to the
good
next.
friends. There was definitely better nights than that one.
Yeah.
Look,
I don't
all
even
we'll
remember
say
that
is
one.
Bonnie Tyler, Total Eclipse of the Heart, got played on the hour, every hour, and that's how all friendships should be brought up. All right, so enough about how we got to know each other, because
That
obviously
went for way too long.
we can't get you out of our lives now, unfortunately. You're my maid of honour in my wedding. So you're sticking around for at least another 12 months or 6 months or however fucking long.
We'll review after that.
Yeah, we'll do a performance review after that. I'm nervous for you at the wedding, actually. So what are you doing for work now? You said you studied business. You did all your shit down in Sydney. What do you do for work now?
Yes, I got into this graduate program at Main Freight, which I kind of shuffled around, learning all the different parts of the business.
We wanted Mainframe to sponsor the podcast
I might get Daniel Curtis onto that for you.
for all your main freighting needs.
I tried to get him to sponsor me personally for footy one time when I was drunk. And
To be fair, he nearly did that for you.
I know.
Can you hit him up again, please?
I'm pretty sure I was only asking him for like 2 scooters a week or something. And he was like, yeah, righto. And I said all I would do is when I run out of the tunnel, I was just going to yell main freight.
Put that on bar TV that everyone watches.
Yeah.
So you enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm in sales support at the moment.
Yeah, you
Just
seem to be
learning the
doing well.
ropes.
Moving up in the world.
And you just going into a new role, or are we speaking to that about
We're just might be, might not be.
Yeah, right.
Just seeing
It's
how
an
it goes.
Potentially moving up the ranks at work at the moment.
Yeah, just seeing how things.
Even
go.
though Brooke is dressed like a homeless person today and
My best clothes.
sounds like a homeless person, Brooke is actually very smart. You are one of the smartest people that I've met. So we will tip our hats to you on that one. All right, so
I'm gonna float out of here. My head's so big right now.
you're also the ugliest person in the room. No, I'm kidding.
It's not what the intro said.
All right, we'll move away from work and all the boring stuff. We will just quickly touch on that you do have the hottest dad. Hopefully he listens to this one.
He will. He will definitely
Yeah,
be
well,
listening
that's
to this
just one
one.
thing that I did really want to touch on. You obviously didn't get his genes because he is a good-looking man.
I got his double chins for sure.
Well, and his taste in fucking terrible football teams.
Up the Tigers.
He's got pumped, what was it, 66-16?
66-16.
I've already
last
blocked
night.
it out of my memory.
I
don't
watched
even
the
care
KO
for
Mini
that
before I came
conversation.
and picked you up, actually. It was brilliant.
I prepared for the worst and here we are.
All right, well, touching on footy, obviously we know you go for the Tigers, but let's talk about your football career. So
Oh, yes.
how long have you been playing rugby?
I think this is my 4th year.
So you've only been playing since you've been in Newcastle?
Yeah.
Yeah, you never
right.
played out of town or anything?
What'd you do? What were you doing for sport when you were back in Scone?
I played touch footy. I played netball, and that's literally it. Oh, I did some little athletics.
You're a good touch player, but weren't you?
Oh, I played State Cup
Yeah.
for Musselbrook. I mean, we never went well. I don't think we ever made a final.
State Cup, baby. But now, so since you've been here, you've obviously played for the Wanderers the whole time.
Oh, and Uni East for that 1 year that Wanderers didn't have a team.
Holy shit, I forgot. We played a year together.
Yeah. And I never turned up to training because I worked.
Yeah, that was despite that was a weird one because like I hated playing football. Probably should shut my mouth, but like I just didn't enjoy rugby that year. But we had like all of our good close friends in that team. So it was
Yeah.
like
I
you,
wasn't
me,
there.
Annabelle, Katie. We
didn't know you
We
then.
didn't know you.
That's
We
true.
versed you that year, and I found out you're a lippy little prick, and I thought, "Fuck you, you little blonde bitch."
That's not fair.
Yeah, to be fair, Crevitt and I, when we first met, like on the field, we hated each other.
Yeah, she was lippy as.
It's true.
Scott gave us full reign to be lippy yesterday.
Yeah, how'd you go?
Fucking great. I had to apologise to Georgie at the end of the game because I kept going, kick it to Georgie, she can't catch. But then I'm like, but she can kick. Because she like got all their conversions.
She's a great kicker.
She missed the kick from right in
Yeah,
front
she
and just
said
like
that.
rolled along the ground, and we're like, oh, I actually felt bad for her for that. I was like, but
Because
then-
it's happened to you many a time.
well, no, my very first conversion, that happened to me. I don't think I've ever hit another one since then, but
Well, I missed one from in front of the sticks the other week too. Actually,
We actually talked about that on the podcast.
now that you mention it,
you taught me how to kick as well, which so that maybe is
that explains a lot.
yeah. We had a day out kicking and then got noodles, and I think you brainwashed me into being a shit kicker. All right, so what do my notes say? Been playing footy for 4 years, playing for the lamest team in the club. So you're pretty much our arch nemesis on the football field.
Yeah, but we got the best uniforms.
Us.
Us.
No Wanderers.
I swear she said us.
Yeah, and
And I was also going to say we don't have the best uniforms.
No.
they're definitely nicer than Wanderers, though.
Yeah,
No.
except my jersey was so tight yesterday. I'm sick of being like the fattest back. I know you were joking about Katie before, but like my pants were so tight and then I had this little like pudgy roll. I'm like, I
will
feel like
say-
I'm going to knock on all day.
I will say the Greens jerseys like really hug in at the waist.
Yes.
And like,
yeah, they go in. And
oh,
it's
like my shoulders have too much room, and then my belly's just like sticking.
Definite boys.
yeah,
fit.
you'd like look down and it'd be up here, and I'm like, no, what's going on here? All right, so you're also been selected in the Wildfires team. So you play with Petey and Katie in the Sydney comp. What's it called? The Jack Scott.
Jack Scott Cup.
Yeah. So how have you been enjoying your time playing in more of a competitive competition compared to like the local
It's
pub
definitely
comp?
a lot more challenging. I
Yeah.
will say that. You do get a little bit cocky when you come back to club.
Yeah.
I feel. But I shouldn't because I'm so shit in Jack Scott.
You've been playing well.
Yeah, I don't
But you
know.
still
Just
keep
get
getting
the feel for
picked.
things. I mean, I'm not really used to...
It's obviously a lot more fast-paced, and there's
Yeah.
obviously a lot more experienced opposition players. They've been obviously in this comp for...
Yeah, and I just feel like I haven't been really... Like, I feel like I've been kind of in and out just with, like, the concussion and...
Yeah, you got fucked up the other week.
Yeah.
I came and watched that game. That was cold.
It took you a bit at the start. You didn't think you were going to start at 10, but you've secured
Yeah.
that spot now.
Yeah.
Had some good form.
That's what I mean. Like, you keep getting picked, and you keep going back. So that's obviously got to be a confidence booster for you. And then, like you said, even without being cocky, but when you do come back to, say, play for the Wanderers or even train with the Wanderers, I know from when our green girls, like our Wildfires girls, come back to greens training, you can just tell the difference in professionalism.
Yeah, it's also different coming back to club because, like, everyone's still learning so much at club.
Just
That's
so much
the thing,
knowledge.
And we've got a lot of like people that are literally just starting out rugby.
Yeah, and you forget how much you don't know when you start rugby. Like,
Yeah.
it's so much to learn, and it's,
But at the same time, does anyone like not remember not knowing it rugby?
Well, I still feel like I don't know.
Yeah, I still have no idea what I'm
really?
doing.
Like, I don't remember a time where I didn't know how to play,
Don't mind Katie in the background.
which is like...
Did you enjoy what you did out there, Katie?
Katie had a mixed spicy last night.
And a fillet of fish because she's a fat back. I won't tell her, coach. Anyways, let's go to a story about what happened yesterday in the change rooms. I was putting on my skins top because it was minus 34 degrees and snowing outside.
It was freezing.
Yep.
So I put on my skins top and Katie looked at me and said, "You look like a little boy. Put your jersey on. You just look like a little boy with tits." And I said, "Oh." And then Kate, another girl on our team, looked at me and goes, "Yeah, you're like a little fat boy." And the whole change room just got around it. And now I'm just the fat boy on the team.
I mean, she definitely just meant to say that only fat boys have tits, but it just came across so bad.
I was actually going to say I thought you'd lost weight, Brooke. I thought you'd been looking good.
She has been.
I have lost weight, but not
it-
according to Kate and Katie.
But in the last, 2 minutes, you've gained me and tits. And
And become the fat boy on the team.
The fat, ugly boy on the
I was about to say, you could be the fat and ugly, but
I feel like people would say less to me if I wasn't so boisterous also.
you do have like I said at the start of the podcast, and when I started get on the beers, it is just pretty much a talking over the top of each other.
It's a mess.
To be honest, Peter and I are more alpha than Brooke.
That's so true.
When we align forces, we overcome Brooke. But say Katie and Brooke are on the beers before one of us get there, it's like, I can't be fucked coming.
Yeah. Katie and Brooke would just start to gaggle when they drink together too much. They're like,
And we like to pick on people.
And me and Peter just go, yeah. Nah, me and Peter are definitely alpha over Brooke. We've established that. All right, do you have any more funny footy stories or just any funny general stories or just jokes you want to get off your chest?
Nah.
So we want to jump into something serious now.
All right. Give it
So
to me.
about, what's the date? 20th of June. So on the 17th of October when we went wedding dress shopping, you and I got a little bit tipsy at your house, declaring our love for one another while we were watching music videos. And you came up and... I know. I got it. Yeah.
It was more you declaring your love for me, let's
Fuck
be honest.
off, you liar. Anyway, we sat on the lounge and you said to me, Crebit, I've got this idea about a clothing line. And anyway, I said, yes, do it. Go guns blazing, all in. Tell me everything from that conversation on the 17th of June to what's coming up to now and then your launch date on the 2nd of July.
2nd of July.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what's happening and what you're doing.
All right. Well, you guys actually kind of inspired me by starting the podcast that you've been talking about for a couple of days and actually going through with it. And I was like, well, why don't I just do what I want to do too? So,
Oh my God, so we've inspired someone to do something.
You have.
we've probably inspired heaps of people.
So for that, 20% off Fun Fresh Footy when everything drops.
I will be plugging that so hard, eh?
No.
So tell us about it. Like, so what exactly is
What made
Sacred?
you want the idea? Like, why are you passionate about this?
I've just always been into like cool clothes, and I don't know. I eventually would, I guess, like to see if I could like design some t-shirts and stuff. But for now, I reckon I don't know. Like vintage clothing's really cool right now. It's really
Vintage is so in.
Yeah.
Obviously,
So
I'm
in.
wearing my fucking. We went vintage shopping, and I got this piece with Brookie. So basically, like, tell the people what. So you're starting a vintage clothing line.
Tell us the name of it first.
It's called Sacred Vintage _Sacred _Vintage_ on Instagram, because Sacred Vintage was.
That's all
already
right.
taken.
We'll put it in the show notes so people can, our 11 listeners can jump on Instagram and give you a follow.
I think you're at least at 14 now.
We got a few. We're getting up. The downloads are building and building.
Yeah, maybe
I'll get my whole family onto this one. So
Yeah.
at least 6 more.
Everyone in
Or
Scone is
everyone
gonna
in
listen.
Scone will listen. Yes, I think we found Peter and I were having a little geese on our Buzzsprout things, and I think someone in the UK is listening.
Yeah, someone in the UK and someone in like what else ridiculous.
So
We were
thank
just
you.
like-
Shout out to them. You're gonna love Brooke. They're not gonna understand a word you're saying.
True blue dinky.
But
bun.
honestly, whoever it was, thanks for listening.
Anyway, sorry. So Sacred Vintage, it's a vintage tea or vintage clothing shop.
Yeah.
So how are you going to run it? You obviously don't have a shop.
Yeah, no, so it's all online, all e-commerce. It's gonna be so like you can like I've got a Facebook page and an
Talking
Instagram
to the
page, and I've pretty much got the website all sorted. I've just got to do the final, couple of touches. Everything's eco-friendly, pretty much. Like
All your packaging and stuff.
all the packaging can be broken down, put into compost.
What was I
Very
going to
cool.
Because new clothing like contributes to so
Yeah.
much waste, and I don't know. I've got that in my bio and stuff on my website, but basically, yeah.
That's good. And you're also obviously a lot of your stuff is kind of like older stuff, so that's also just stopping people from buying brand new things all the time. So that's
Yeah, it's just
Some of
awesome
we just had a
clothes.
gaze at some of the stuff that you're going to drop in your first drop, and it looks mad. Like, I can't wait to cop some stuff.
Yeah, so like every month I'll be dropping 100 new pieces of clothing.
Now, do you buy from like a wholesaler or something, or will you go and do like buying
do
trips?
hunting.
Yeah, I've done like both. I've like been buying from wholesalers and like hand picking the stuff, and then also going out and looking at like.
Have you got anyone that like you look up to in this space? Like, have you got any mentors or anything that you can sort of be chatting to and seeing like how they went about it?
I haven't really, no, to be honest, no.
Well, there's actually a guy, he works for the YKTR business, and he runs
Actually, I did follow them after you told me to follow them the other day.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, one of their content creators, Jackson, he has a vintage label thing called, oh God, I don't want to get it wrong, Vintage Kid or something. And we actually emailed him about doing a podcast with Ice, and he got back to me like instantly. So even if you could like find him on Instagram, shoot him a message if you've got questions or queries or something, because that is something that would be really good as well. Having someone that you can bounce ideas off, because you are starting out completely fresh.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
we just fumble over and we have no fucking clue what we're doing. But like we do have people that we can kind of go to help us with some sort of like editing stuff and whatnot. The other question I wanted to ask, like, because it's obviously a startup, you don't have to give us dollar figures, but did it cost you much to set it up and like your website, getting all the clothes, like getting all the shipping and packaging and shit all together?
Not as much as I thought it would, to be honest.
That's mad.
That's good.
But yeah, like I don't know, not as much as I thought it would. Like I was expecting at least $5,000. It's like cost less than that, which is great. But I guess it's going to get more expensive as it goes on.
And you're not going
I'll have the
to
profits.
you're not
after
going to
that,
know
so.
until you start doing it.
Yeah,
But
exactly. So I just want to give the first drop a crack, see how it goes, and see where we go from there.
Do you have
Good.
plans to do like obviously, how can I put this? People, like everyone wears clothes, like we all have to wear clothes because it's illegal to walk around.
Damn,
your
and
gun
don't I
hanging out.
hate that.
No one wants to see your gun and small boobs like out in Merriweather.
Barefoot is legal though.
Huh?
I said barefoot is legal though. You guys seen that page on Facebook?
I know. I
Like
hate wearing.
barefoot is legal. It's like all these people that are
I hate
like,
wearing
don't let
shoes.
anyone tell you have to wear shoes. Like barefoot is legal.
I hate wearing shoes. I've never. Katie gets up me for wearing shoes.
Yeah, but then you get like crusty underfeet. I don't know.
I mean, I have to wear shoes a lot more in Newcastle. I feel like I didn't really wear shoes that much in Maxville.
No, I never wear shoes. Now I forgot what I was going to say.
Must have been too important.
So launch date is 2nd of July.
July 2, yes.
Have you got any sort of like specific like styles in the vintage clothes you're going for, or are you just sort of going for like a big mix?
We've got like some denim, some corduroys, a lot of oversized tees.
Yep.
I just think that we haven't really delved into pants yet, just because it's hard to size and people don't really like buying pants online. I find like you really want to try them on.
I struggle to buy pants online for sure because I'm just like, I just don't know if they're gonna fit.
So shirts, hoodies, and
hats. Hoodies, hats.
That's what'll hit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I did just remember what I was going to say. We talk about clothing and like you think about Nike and Nike being the brand, like you fall in love with the brand regardless of whether it's a black t-shirt, but if it's got Nike on it and it's that meaning, have you got a plan to sort of create content or sort of build that brand, the Sacred Vintage brand up, so it's not just an Instagram page, and how people can like fall in love with your brand and want to buy specifically from you? Obviously you're doing it from a environment point of view, but have you got bigger plans? I know that's a pretty broad question, but...
Well, you do have to have bigger plans, I guess, when you start these things.
Did you do a business plan for this?
Yeah, I did write up a little one.
Speaking to the mic, Brooke.
I did write up a little one. But yeah, I'm just going to start small to start off with, like keep doing those 100 clothes drops. If it picks up and like I'm just like selling out heaps quick, obviously I'll do more.
Scale
like,
more,
drops, yeah. But I eventually want to like delve into like some t-shirt designs and stuff once I have
That's fucking mad. Yeah, that's
stuff
cool.
behind me, and like I'm really into hats, so some hats.
So am I. Do you know what my mum told me yesterday? And I was furious and basically told her where to go. She goes, she was at the hairdressers the other day, and this woman wears hats all the time. She goes, people who wear hats, it like kills your hair. And so people who already have like thin, bad hair, and I'm like instantly thinking of you and me, shouldn't wear hats. And I said, don't you tell me.
We have to wear them to hide that we have no hair. And like
exactly right. I said I have no hair, so that's why I wear the hats. And I've just bought 2 mad hats, so I'm like, I'm not going to not wear them.
I'm not going to stop wearing my hats for anybody.
Yeah.
Not even my hair. Not even my 5 hairs that I have on my head.
I know. I've got 3. You've got 5. I'm so jealous of those extra 2 hairs that you got. Did you have any more questions about the shop or?
No, I'm very excited to see the drop. You did
Same.
a little giveaway that went off. Like everyone was sharing it.
Yeah,
that was
did
good.
get a bit
And
of
that was
traction
mad
behind
that you didn't actually know the person that won it.
Yeah,
That's so cool that some random person.
Well, it was my roommate's mate, but
yeah. Well, I didn't even know that.
But you didn't know her.
No,
so that's
no.
so cool.
it's
that's
good. It's
how-
reaching people.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we want this podcast to do. Reach
more
people.
people.
I need to start putting more hashtags on shit, just like random hashtags.
Yeah.
Pick of the day.
Promote your.
So it's
page.
So it's Sacred Vintage. What's your Instagram handle? Like your normal? Do you know what your normal one is? Well, because we'll put your Sacred Vintage plus your Instagram handle in our bio when we upload this to Spotify.
Follow me, I'm hot.
Sometimes you take hot photos.
With my hat on.
We have. What are you doing with that Broca?
Well, this one's empty, so I might need another one. I've had a big day yesterday.
Here you go.
How was that? So you had a little party last night after we got home from the bus from footy?
Well, no, I kind of just went to
Blue Room.
the Blue Room for a couple of beers, and then went to the Dell for a beer, and then
Didn't even sound like it was that big.
no, I was just super tired.
Actually, can I just
I
say
was
something?
loaded.
Do you want to tell you what I did last night? I watched I watched the new Cruella movie.
Oh,
It was so good. It was so good.
Oh, is that the lady with the buttons with the eyes?
No, that's Coraline.
Oh,
Wait, but hold on. I was thinking, is Cruella 101 Dalmatians?
Yeah, but it's like the
I
prequel.
was like, wait, I don't think I'm right now. That you
No, Cruella, but it's the prequel from how she becomes like the Cruella, like where she came from and how she became like the crazy Cruella. And it was actually really good because it makes you, without giving too much away, it makes you like love.
spoiler alert.
It makes you love Cruella by the end of it, but then when you go and watch 101 Dalmatians, she's like the fucking evil bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got your fun fire shit. Have you got it like off the top of your head, or do you want to do it after
We'll
this?
We'll do this.
So do you want to go question for question?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, here we go.
All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to play a little game, and it's called "How well do you know your team?"
Like what team?
Your
Tigers.
fucking Tigers.
The
team.
West Tigers.
I know you got pumped. You got pumped last night, like within an inch of your life.
If I knew I was going to get tested on Sunday, I would have prepared for something.
You know what I heard about the stat about the last night's game? It's like 12 of the 13 starting players. No, 12 of the 13 starting players got tries or something. No, the only ones out of the starting team that didn't get they got 12 tries, and the only people out of the starting team that didn't get a try were Adokar, Justin Olam, and someone else, I forget.
Well, I purposely didn't put a multi on that game because I knew what the outcome was going to be, and I never want to bet against the Tigers.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so I did create these questions yesterday. I've just updated one. You won't be able to see that from there. But anyway, so we've got a couple of questions just to see how well you know your team. So do your dad proud. All right.
I'm sorry in advance, Dad.
Number one, what are the Tigers coming on the ladder at this point in time? So that's after last night's game.
Oh, no. Can it just be before last night's game? Because they were coming 14th before last night's game. Are they coming 14th now?
Yeah. So now they're coming 14th. Do you want to ask a question?
Sure. Righty-o.
Don't let us see it.
What year did Balmain and West merge?
Oh, God. It wasn't that long ago, like, considering.
Can you put a date on that?
Well, it was pre-2005 when we won the grand final. But
Trust me, there's no questions in there.
Let's go 1984.
Ooh.
1999. Who is the Tigers' top point scorer? And extra points if you can guess how many points.
Adam Dewey.
You're not allowed to fucking help.
Adam Dewey's been playing for the club for like a year. Already the top point.
No, so who is the Tigers' top point scorer? And you get an extra point if you can pick how many points.
Well, is it like a recent one? Like, give me a tip. I need like a tip because there's like a lot of players have gone through.
It's
that
recent.
club.
Yeah, it's recent.
Is that just?
That's off NRL.com.
Is that this year though?
Yeah.
Oh, the top point scorer this year.
Yeah, this year.
Oh, I thought you meant of
I
all
thought you
time.
meant of
Oh,
all
so
time
sorry,
also.
so sorry. No, sorry.
I know, that's why
sorry.
we were laughing so much at Katie saying Adam Dewey.
Sorry,
I was like,
This
No,
year,
no,
this
no,
year is
sorry.
Adam Dewey?
I don't know. Do you want to lock that in?
Well, he is goal kicking and he is like scoring tries. So, it'll be either him or
Oh,
like
I'm so
Issei
sorry. I
Masters.
just sniffed it.
So I'm gonna lock in Adam Dewey.
correct. But also, yeah, I definitely thought you were saying.
Sorry,
of all
I
time.
worded that incorrect. Do you want to have a shot at how many points? This is off yesterday, so I won't take into account if you got any yesterday.
Let's go.
Wasn't he out anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
so
did
this
play
is
yesterday. Let's go with what round are we on?
15.
128.
No, 106.
Ooh,
I'll still give you the point, but so you got one.
great. I'm on a roll.
You're doing well. 30%.
What was Wayne Pearce's nickname?
Legendary Wayne Pearce. Balmain days.
Do I get 1 point for starting it with the?
I don't even think it has a "the" in it. I'll give you a hint. They call his son the same. Who's Wayne Pearce's son? Don't look at Katie.
Yeah, but what do they even call him?
I don't know.
Piercy.
Junior.
It's not a pretty boring nickname, is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, that
as far
is.
as
But that's what they
nicknames
call. But that's what they call Mitchell Pearce too.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
As far as nicknames go, they're definitely not.
I don't really concern myself with Mitchell Pearce
So you
too
can
often.
either start at that one and go up, or
How many more questions do we have? Because
Got
I'm
3 more questions.
feeling quite deflated after this.
we're almost done.
Who scored off Benji's flick pass in the 05 grand final?
Oh, fuck. He was our centre and it was... I know this one.
I feel like you should know.
I do know this one.
You've
It's on
got
the
a
tip of my
timer as
tongue.
well.
No. Well, it's going to really drag out because my brain's fried from all the beers last night. But
Thought you only had a couple, mate.
You've got
Sorry, we have timekeeper Katie over on the
We've
lounge
got
telling
10
us we need to
seconds.
stop.
You got 10 seconds. Starts with P. Last name starts with R.
Pat Richardson.
Fucking hell.
Sorry.
Richards?
Yeah, that same thing.
Actually, we should have given her the trombone. What's the name of your home field?
Leichhardt Oval.
All right. Last one, Petey.
I don't even know what your writing says.
Can you name 3 of the big players from the 1980s Balmain side?
God, no.
Can you not think of any big players that played for Balmain back in the 80s?
Benji Marshall. No.
One of them's a terrible commentator on Channel 9.
They're all terrible commentators on Channel 9.
We've already mentioned one also in another question.
Wayne Beers.
Correct?
No.
Who? Oh, Brooke. So we've got Paul Sirenen, Benny Elias, Wayne Pearce, Gary Jack, Steve Blocker Roach. So look, you got
Steve
two out of 7. So I think, what do you reckon? According to that, she should start going for someone else.
Well, I think that they should have been less historical and more recent, and I could have.
Well,
That's not the point of the game. That's
Alright,
not.
we'll
the
have a
point
couple
of the game.
questions to finish.
Okay.
If you go on holiday somewhere right now, where would you go?
I would go to New Zealand because I don't want to get COVID anywhere else.
That's fair. What is the last present you gave someone?
I brought home Georgie a chocolate after work.
Beautiful. If you had $1 million but you had to spend it in a week, what would you do?
Invested in a house.
Crypto. No, I'm kidding.
And what's your favourite podcast?
I'm fresh fucking 40.
All right, that's it. Let's wrap it up. Thanks, Brookie. We've had a lot of fun here today and can't wait to do it again. Have a great weekend, guys.